Now guys, there's a lot of great opportunities to do some off-season shopping for the J-League, for the MLS. America's division as a whole is kind of fattened out a little bit, which is lovely. We're going to take a bunch of videos over the month of January, this being the first one, going through goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, attackers that you could be buying in the off-season, well underpriced, that will help you on your way to SO5 success when the season's kicked back in. Before you watch any more of the video, make sure you like it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't joined the platform yet. Number one, why are you watching this video? Number two, links are down below, click them, you'll get all the free stuff to get yourself up and running, and let's get stuck into it, guys. Now, before we get stuck right into it, I'm just going to put this out here now. Eloy Room, okay, and Andre Blake are not going to feature in this video because they're just far too obvious choices, and you would be able to find them as being good options quite easily, okay? The first one we're going to actually talk about is Brad Guzan, okay? So Brad Guzan is probably the most famous, well-known goalkeeper that's in MLS, okay? Now, if you look at his scores from last season, they're not all really that good. There's a few nice highs there of some mid to upper 70s. The thing with Atlanta last year is they were really, really poor. They had Frank de Boer as the manager for the beginning of the season, and then they had Stephen Glass, a coach, come in to see them out for the rest of the season. They've now appointed Gabriel Heinze, and I would expect all of their metrics to improve this year. Guzan is an upper level goalkeeper. He's number one for the national team. He's played Premier League, as you'll know already, and he's somebody with the success Atlanta have had in the past has been a key player for them when they went on and won MLS Cups and done well in the Champions League, in that region as well. So the sort of prices hovering around that at the moment, really 0.1 and below, depending on if you're going secondary market or primary market. I think he's going to show to become very valuable and very good bang for buck as time goes on, as the season comes back in and we see the new look Atlanta under Heinze. Pablo Cisniga was one of the first goalkeepers I got excited about in MLS because I'd looked into him a little bit. He'd been transferred in from La Liga to LAFC. He's got another goalkeeper there he's kind of contended for the number one spot with, but as time went on and the bigger matches came around, he started to play more and more, and I think this season coming we're going to see him play more often than the other goalkeeper, Vermeer, or whatever his name is. He's not actually even on the platform at the moment, so we'll see what happens if he comes on. He might be another option if you can get him cheap if Cisniga starts to play, but I think there will be a bit more of a concrete set number one at LAFC next year, and I think it's going to be Pablo Cisniga. Now, this is one of the few people that really excited me when Santos Laguna came onto the platform. He's going to be in the American region, for SO5 reasons. So the guy's 24. He does not look happy, does he? He does not look happy. I was wondering why is he not looking happy when I first seen him? And I scroll down. He's wearing shin pads in this picture. I would be pretty annoyed as well if for the club photo I had to get shin pads on and do everything. So maybe that's just why he's a bit peed off. It's been a long day of taking pictures or whatever. The kind of prices at the now around quarter coin and below, depending on it being primary or secondary market. At 24 years of age, relatively stable number one choice for Santos Laguna. And with Santos Laguna's kind of standing in Liga MX, this guy's going to be an active goalkeeper. He's going to be called upon to maybe making saves, this kind of thing as well, which is why I don't think he's got many red scores, because he will be involved in catching and saving as well as passing and distribution. And at 24 years of age, you've got a lot of miles out of him. At 24, could he even move away from Mexico? Yeah, sure. We could probably move to MLS or maybe one of the lower kind of European leagues. Not impossible, and for the kind of price you're getting him at the moment, I foresee this guy being in a lot of successful American region lineups, which is part of the reason I wanted to feature him in the video, because I just see this potential in him, especially for the price. When you kind of look at global goalkeepers or Champion Europe goalkeepers, somebody who's just out of that under 23 category, who's an undoubted number one goalkeeper for their team, they normally fetch a pretty penny, and this guy I think is a tad undervalued, because the American region now is dormant, and I think when that becomes live and active again, you'll notice this price is going to jump big time. Now this one is a little bit optimistic. This is a wild card, right? This is a little bit optimistic, a little bit selfish for me, right? I have a Teton. I paid like 0.4 of a coin for an SR version, and since I got him anyway, he was never in the bloody team. He went back to Poland, and then COVID restrictions and yada yada yada. But anyway, the reason I'm featuring him as a little wild card entry in this is he's going mega cheap now. Cincinnati had like 3 or 4 goalkeepers on their books. All of them are gone except at the time of recording for Titan. So it would look like they've just signed Matarita. Stam is still there. You know, they did okay in the MLS's back tournament. They didn't do so well in actual MLS proper. So I think when they get a normal season going, Stamps there, they get a nice pre-season going, this guy should be #1 goalkeeper if he doesn't leave for Europe. And the kind of price he's at is mental. You know, if you could pick a goalkeeper up for 0.04-ish, it becomes a #1 goalkeeper who's going to play every game week for you. Is incredible value. It is a wild card because there was some rumours that they're trying to flog him back to Poland. That was like a month or two and nothing's really come back about it since. So a little wild card for you there. Fingers crossed for me, so I've got an SR obviously, and the price you can maybe pick him up for, if nothing else. If the wild card didn't pay off, you've got a training goalkeeper, you know, so for me it's a gamble worth taking for the kind of price he's at the moment. Now, as you can see guys, in my gallery I've got 6 America region goalkeepers, you know, and they're all different cuts really, you know. Bendick is an undoubted reserve goalkeeper. Titon is the wild card we spoke about. Kripal was out a lot last year with a broken finger. We hope he comes back and takes the #1 spot for Vancouver, even though Vancouver in recent years have been pretty crap, to be honest with you, so I don't know if that will work out to be a good thing or a bad thing. Andre Blake we spoke about, of course. Sisniga we spoke about, and Steve Clark is ever present, pretty solid for Portland, so again, a solid goalkeeper to have. The reason I'm showing you this, guys, is if I was only to make 2 lineups for our Champion America region, you know, when it's back up and running, I want to have at least, you know, 3 or 4 options that are credible. You know, if I get lucky and I've got, you know, the #4, maybe the Titan or the Kripal, brilliant. If I get super lucky and I've got 5 options, even better, because the reason you need options for these divisions is their pattern. You know, the scheduling of games is very it's not really in the same rhythm as it is in Europe, if that makes sense. So you might go maybe even 2 game weeks on the bounce where Philly don't play and your only goalkeeper, then you can't even get a decent lineup out. You're playing a DMP goalkeeper, you know. So for these regions, I would recommend having at least 2 that can do something for you. They might not play every week, you know, but they give you some sort of option. So those game weeks where the fixtures don't really land for you in terms of all your players are actually playing in the same game week together, you're increasing your chances of that becoming reality. Hope you've enjoyed this, guys, part 1, and like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.